three right away. Just attack the basket. James catches, puts up a three. Won't go. Rebound Bosh. Back out to Allen. His three-pointer. Bang! Tie game with 5 seconds remaining.
Welcome to the Ultimate Super Coach and Fantasy Sports Show. You are now listening to the Insight Fantasy Sports Podcast.
Boom shakalaka!
What's good, Hoopers? I am at NBA Wiz. This is my guy at Filthy IFS. Welcome to an Inside Fantasy Sports NBA edition mock draft. Skiddy, less than 2 minutes to go. How you doing, my man?
Let's go. Yeah, man, I'm good on the Sunday morning. Happy days. I've got the old 4-in-1 frothies, standard squeeze, inside 15 for 15% off. We know that Father's Day is coming up soon, and I'll tell you what, I gave one of these 4-in-1 cups to my old man for his birthday a couple of weeks ago. Absolutely loves it. Coffee in the morning, beer at night. Oh, I'm favourite son at the moment, so that's going to be a good Father's Day gift for everyone.
I would say you absolutely are, mate. And can I just say as well, a big shout out to our sponsors, Astute Newstead. We're in it right now. Oh, the draft has come up. Here we go. It's coming on right away, Skiddy. We're on this one. Let's go.
Yes, sir.
All right, so I'm picking third today. We've got a bit of a thing because we've got third. We weren't going to tell each other what we were doing draft-wise. We've got a bit of a game. Mm-hmm. I've got a task for you. Oh, there we go. Oh, it's loading. Here we go. It's loading. We're good. We're golden. Mm-hmm. 1 minute. Okay, here we go.
Yeah, we're waiting for Timothy.
Sheesh.
Okay, tell me, what's my parameters, mate? Oh, I got pick 9 and you've got pick 3. So I'll go for. Yep. I'll give you yours, right? I've been thinking about this one.
Okay, go for it. Plot twist, mock.
Yep. So for this mock, I want you to draft only young players. No one over the age of 25. That's your.
Wait, what?
Yours. Yep. No one over the age of 25. Young players only.
Oh, jeez. Okay, I'm gonna have to look this up. No, really? Only 25-year-olds.
25 and under.
I've got one for you because you've been talking about it a little bit in one of our group chats about like a punt free throws build. I'm going to punt free throws this year. I'm going to punt free throws. So I know you mentioned a couple of names like Giannis Antetokounmpo. Here's your guy. So I'm going to call it instead of the Antetokounmpo build, I'm going to call it the anti-to-free throws build. That's what you have to build for me today. If you can at pick 9, he's still there.
Okay. So I've got to take Giannis at pick 9 if he's there, and then I've got to build a team around Giannis.
Yes. Okay. And I need to try and search players by their name and their age really quickly.
Righto. I will take 25. Like if they are 25 currently, that's okay. Well, there we go. Jeez, I got 30 seconds. You're up, Matty.
That went really quick. I know that went really quick. All right. How old is Tyrese Halliburton? I'm going to double check. I think I'm going to check. I'm going to check all of these to be 100%. He's 23 years old. I'm going to lean into Tyrese with my first pick.
All right, love that.
Yeah, I'm going to go Tyrese. Fourth is Luka has flown off the board straight away, so that's fine. Luka's getting a little bit of buzz to move in a top 5 in a few drafts. How are you feeling about that, Skiddy?
Yeah, I'm as people know, I'm a little bit lower on Luka than some people, just purely because I don't know. When he was with Kyrie in Dallas at the end of last year, his stuff kind of came down a little bit while Kyrie's kind of rose. Oh, and I am now on the board. Holy crap, that went quickly. So,
you can get to Giannis. You managed to take him straight away.
Gotten Giannis.
There we go.
Yes, I have. So that's good. That means our mock draft is on where we wanted it to be. So beautiful. That's good. So just a little bit lower on Luka. So, but I think it's okay to take him around that because his upside is obviously magnificent.
His upside is magnificent. I'm a bit jealous because I can put guys in the queue because I've minimized that for you. Yeah. I've put the queue well down so you can see who I'm going to take to match that. I don't know if it's working. It seems like it's not refreshing enough on this, but I know it's there. So I'm just going to keep that down in the corner. I'm going to remove it. I'm going to put it back in here. Here we go. I've been logged in from another draft client apparently again. Here we go.
Oh, God.
I think I've got it on 2 windows open, so I think we're just going to have to make it go. But we will go that. So let's go off the board and let's count it back. I've got it probably in the really small size down there. So there we go. Okay, first round has just finished up. Jokic is gone. Embiid is gone. I took Halliburton with my under 25 team. Luka at 4. Tatum at 5. Shea at 6. Steph at 7. Lillard at 8. Owen rejoined the league. You took at 9. Giannis. 10th was AD. 11th was LaMelo Ball. And he's paired at the end, KD has been the 12th pick. So this guy, Eric, now has a turn. Who do you pair with Kevin Durant in that situation there, Skiddy?
With Kevin Durant, so he's gone Kyrie, which I don't mind. I think that's probably a good way to pair KD and Kyrie, gets your points high. I think personally, I'd probably take that upside swing on Ant Edwards just over Kyrie because there's a couple. Oh, and now I'm drafting. So quickly, what I'm going to do is, seeing as I am building around Giannis, I think I'm going to make a very bold play and get some blocks absolutely off the board early. And I'm going to take Jaren Jackson Jr. to pair with Giannis there. So that's very, very strong for my blocks.
Yeah, I really like that for you. Lord knows if I could have, I would have probably taken him. I think that's a really good shout for you.
I think it's quite a little early for Jaren with the kind of other players that were still on the board with like Sabonis and everything like that. Actually, looking back on it, I probably could have taken Sabonis, but I really wanted to show my defensive numbers because they kind of go off the board a little bit quicker. So I think like it may be a little bit early for Jaren Jackson Jr., but pairing him with Giannis just seems like a great pick. Like that's shoring your blocks and defensive stats quite nicely. And he doesn't really hamper you. Like his free throws are okay. So, I mean, we can still kind of work our way around that coming into these next ones.
Yeah, we can. And after that, Jaren Jackson Jr., Devin Booker went off, and Edwards, I was actually hoping he might be around at the end of the turn. Sabonis has gone off. Fred VanVleet's gone off. Jimmy Harden's gone off. So now looking for an under 25-year-old. And that leaves me in a bit of a pickle because I want to try and feed into – I really want to try and you know what? He's 24.9 years of age. I wonder if I can take him on this one. I'm going to take Trae Young. That's just boosting my assist up really high straight away. So I'm just going to feed that a little bit. And it's also going to give me some points and some 3 points made. Look, his field goal percentage isn't exactly elite for me. But you know what? I can kind of live with that, to be honest. I can kind of live with that. I'm really curious now to see who I can get back. Someone who is on the board here, who I know is definitely going to fit into that age group, is Lauri Markkanen. So people have been flying with Larry. I just don't think the upside is there like it was last year with him. He was like the pick that you took Larry. He's actually 26 years old. He's 26. You forget that. He's been around in the league a long time. So obviously can't lean into him. Under 25.
He's been in Chicago, Cleveland, and now in Utah. Like, I think a lot of people forgot that he was, actually at Chicago. So, and how good he actually was there. So it's been a few years. So this is going to be a tricky one for you here with.
This is really tricky for me. Oh,
yeah. You got to scroll down a fair bit here.
Victor, baby.
Oh, Victor. Yeah, nice.
Look, I'm going to take Wembanyama right there. That's feeding my points right now. I'm literally not like, it's going to give me some blocks because I know that I'm not going to get any blocks whatsoever right there with Trae Young. Good on you, little Trae. Tap him on the head and send him down. He's ice cold all the time. So that pretty much brings us in the third round. We had Sabonis at 19 again. Fred VanVleet at 20. Harden went at 21st. Now I was surprised to see him go there. I'm not going. The other guy I was leading here, who's gone off the board early on that 24th pick, I was leading Cade Cunningham. I was hoping to get him on the turn back. I don't know how I've just picked that up. I've got with Victor Wembanyama there. Yeah, it's coming back around. I don't know what I've. Yeah, it's gone a little bit sideways for me, this under 25 thing, because Cade went off the board with. Donovan Mitchell went off at 23, Cade at 24, Pascal at 25, Jimmy Butler at 26. I took Wembanyama with 27. Kawhi Leonard went at 28. Larry Markkanen at 29. Vooch right there at 30th. Paul George at 31. LeBron James at 32. And that puts you on the board, taking De'Aaron Fox.
Darren Fox, baby. Yeah, I'm going for it because I think Fox can bump up a few of his numbers. He's got a pretty clear path. Sabonis is in his way. They didn't make any major moves. It's still going to be Fox doing his thing. So I think that's a good way to get my assist up a little bit. The only downfall about Fox shot an abnormal amount of free throws last year and hit a shitload from the mid range. So I think that his free throws are obviously his worst category, along with turnovers, but I don't care about that. So every other stat that Fox does is plus. So I'm happy to take Fox there with the team that I'm trying to build.
So other guys going off. It is around. So after you with Foxy, Brunson went, Walker Kessler, Miles Turner, Drew Holiday, Darius Garland, and DeJounte Murray have all flown off the board there. I put OG Anunoby, Evan Mobley in my queue. I was tossing up Garland if he could come back to me. Just points-wise, I think I'm struggling points-wise right now. And so that's something for me that I really want to assess, coming back around. I've actually got a bit of I don't know if I can get him up there, but I think he's just going to put a lot of points on for me. I'm going to take Jordan Poole if he comes back. I know you shouldn't say these names, but look, he's going to have plenty of... there goes Mobley. So, that's going to come to me to push for points a little bit. And this is filling up my guard positions really easily. So I'm going to put him in. But he's also going to probably hopefully get me some assists with an increased role in playmaking. I'm taking OG Anunoby on this turn back around if I can get him. So Timothy's got I like OG just to feed me some more steals in an overall game here. I'm pretty sure OG is. I'm going to check his age. I don't know. OG.
Actually, no, I don't think he is.
Oh, he's 26.
Oh, that sucks.
Oh, nice. Well, I'm going to go back to a rank by here. Oh, you know what? Who I am going to pick up just because I like him a lot. I'm going to check that Nick Claxton. I think he's going to have an absolutely fantastic season. I like what he did on the tail end of last year. I am going to check. Where's Brooklyn? I'm going to take him other way, and I'm just going to say I didn't know. He's 24.3. I can take you, Clacko.
Lovely. Are you not worried about how the Brooklyn are saying that Ben Simmons is apparently going to start? Are you worried about how that could interrupt Claxton's season because they can't really play together very well?
No, they can't. And that's great if Ben Simmons could play a full season of NBA basketball. So my concern is pretty much alleviated straight away by the fact that he's frequently not healthy. So for me, he could go off the board very, very quickly. I also just like what Clacko does. I think he's shown improvement in his game. I don't like what he does with my free throw percentage, but I've got guys with a really good free throw percentage there to help buoy that a little bit. Yeah. Tyrese, Jordan, and Trae Young. Pretty good volume there. I think Wembanyama's got a decent enough stroke, so it's not going to kook me entirely. And I'm starting to like the under 25s that I'm putting together. But let me just do a bit of a recap from back when we were for a second, because a lot of picks have flown off the board from here. A lot of picks have gone off the board. So at the end of that round with DeJounte Murray at 39, so we've really got to go back a little bit. We've got Chet Holmgren at 40, Cat at 41. How the mighty have fallen. Bam was at 42. DeRozan,
that's ridiculous.
Back down. That's a little bit egregious at 43. 44 was KP. Mobley at 45. I took Jordan Poole to 46. Zach LaVine at 47. Josh Giddey at 48. Brandon Ingram, 49. Beal at 50. I like that a lot. Now, I was leaning Beal if he was there, but again, outside my parameters. I took Clacko, Nick Claxton, 51. OG, who was the other guy in my queue, as we said, at 52. Jaylen Brown then fell off the board. Right there after that one. Oh, Timothy's left. Then we've had Alperen Sengun at 54, Murray at 55, Ayton at 56, Scott Barnes 57, Jarrett Allen 58. I really hate that one. Good work for that one. I liked Scotty Barnes there. For you. I really like. Oh, and it's back to me again. And now I'm thinking, where am I going to go? Young guy wise. Oh, geez.
That's so early for Chris Paul, whoever just took him. Chris Paul,
I think so
69? Too. Oh my God.
I'm going to go.
There's one that's standing out like dog's balls there, mate.
No, I'm actually going to get into a center. I want Mark Williams. I think he's got increased potential this year. And I really want to go. I really want to lean into Mark Williams. I'm probably taking him early. But again, I like where he is there for me. Who do you reckon stands out for me there, mate?
I think that was well early, but if you need to get a center, then that's probably a good one. But I can't believe, how did you overlook Devin Vassell? Like Vassell's.
I think I'm going to be able to get him back. I think I'm about to get him back. That's why. I think people are sleeping on Vassell this year. So that was my gamble. I literally was leaning away from that. I needed my center spot, another center spot. This is a 2-center league. So I am drafting in a 2-center league here. Yes, so that's what I'm keeping in mind. Now, if someone has 2 centers in your league, you should talk to your commissioner immediately and have one. Because we have 2, I need them. Now, and this is what I love about Wemby. I can fill him in my center spot and my power forward spot. So he's got double listing there because he's a power forward, but he can also fill my center gap. I need to just buoy that field goal percentage, especially with – I've got Jordan Poole and Trae Young on my team.
That field goal
he's gone off the board. See, that's where I took a gamble, and he's come off. So right now, I'm a little bit thrown.
I've got one guy that really looks nice on my team here. So I'll quickly update because I know I haven't said much about my team as of late. And what I've actually done is, as soon as I did notice it was a 2-center league and I am not giving a stuff about free throw percentage, I've actually gone very heavy on my bigs. And I've got Giannis so far, then Jaren, then Fox, and then I've gone with Chet Holmgren, Scotty Barnes, and Zion Williamson somehow fell to me at about pick 70. Which I couldn't believe. And also now I can't believe this, but it's just another guy that just works so well for my team. And I'm going to take – that's actually not going to work for me. Yes, it is.
After Mark Williams, Chris Middleton came off. You taking Jar? See, this is where I'm tossing up Jar in this. I think around here, if he's still on the board, that's incredible value.
This is pick 82. 82.
This is pick 82.
That's – you know he's going to miss 10 games, 25 games. But, I think 82 for what he's going to bring back with the assists and the scoring. Like, to find 24 points, 25 points per game at pick 82 is just unheard of. And, these type of scorers aren't just going to be around there. So I'm happy to have that swing on Jar around there for my team. Normally I try and take him a little bit later, but I think this is about right for how my team is around here.
Yeah. Now, look, what I'm liking about these was, look, this is a good draft. This is a good mock draft for those people who are listening or watching. Sometimes these picks just start flying off left, right, and center. I've got a bunch of guys who I could take. And again, there's a lot of good guys who are centers, and I've filled my center spot. So if I was still looking to fill my center role, I've got guys like Dan Gafford, Robert Williams, Onyeka Okongwu is still around as well. I like these guys. Like these are decent players. So we've got dudes flying off right now here. So Terry Rozier at 90, Marcus Smart at 89, Andrew Wiggins at 88, CJ McCollum 87, Kyle Kuzma, love that at 86, Austin Reeves 85, a bit early, Tyler Hero 84, Anthony Simons 83, Pirtle 82, Morant you took with the 81st. I can't believe that Jalen Green went the 80th pick. I don't think that's a wise choice. It's back to me already. Look, I am unsure of his role this year, but I had him in my team last year, and I'm taking my.
Oh no!
I'm taking Trey Murphy.
Oh, okay. Yep. Sorry. Yeah. That's a good one. Yeah. I thought you were going for Jabari Smith Jr. again. I was like, Matty, come on.
I am going to go for. I am going to do it. I am going to do it.
Oh no!
I am ready to be hurt again. But if he goes off the board, if this guy snakes him, thank you. Look, I love Jabari Smith Jr., but there is I probably need another guard though. I probably need a guard.
That's where I'm looking for too, and it's killing me at the moment.
I think he might be there. I'm gonna put Trey Jones. I know you shouldn't mention guys early in this one, but we're here to give hints and tips. This is what it's about. And there he goes. I know. Yep, he went off with the very next pick. So the second I said that, guys I was looking at. So I took Jabari Smith Jr. with the 99. Gafford went off at 100. Melton at 101. Love that. Trey Jones, 102. Solid. Shannon Sharp there at 103. Scoot Henderson, 104. That was my sneaky one. I'm going to put in Brandon Miller into my queue well early. So I'm telling you that, Skiddy, obviously knowing that you can take him, but I need a small forward. I know that you like his game, but I just think there's a bit of a role for him, especially down the back end of my season.
I'm telling you here and now, when we do our actual draft, you can take Brandon Miller wherever the hell you want. I'm not touching him.
I'm like you. This is the thing. I can't take guys like Klay Thompson's still on the board, and we shouldn't say these things. Klay Thompson's still on your board in the hundreds, I think that just represents value for me. I see that as an absolute win pick right here. 100. So like if I'm me and I'm you, 112. I see Klay at value. So that's what it really comes for me.
I do too. The only thing was I had the opportunity there to pick Klay, but his free throw percentage is so bloody good, and it just like
Collingwood,
if he doesn't
take
score,
a Collingwood.
Oh mate, I am. Trust me.
There he is. There you go. There you go. Beautiful. Beautiful.
No, Clay's so
go
high
on,
in free throw percentage, and it just didn't work for my team, seeing as I am punting it, and I'm already like I've got no one that shoots very well at high percentage for free throws. So it just didn't work for my team. But a Kongwu there at 106, like that's just outrageous value for a Neki Okongwu. If he overtakes Clint Capella, that's just ridiculous.
Look, I'm taking Keegan Murray. I didn't want to. I really want to take Bruce Brown because he's still around in the draft. So let's get to a bit of I'll do a bit of a run through from 100th pick where we were. So we're going to go back right now. 118, I've taken Keegan Murray. Jalen McDaniels at 117. Horford at 116. Herder, who I was also looking at. This guy, Namau, is just taking my guys left, right, and center, and I hate him in his stupid in his profile pick. 115. Dick. Trevor took Nurkic back there at 114. Zubac at 113. Great pick by you, Okongwu at 112. It's almost me back on the diary. So I'll read back through these in a second. I am wondering how old Sadiq Bey is.
I reckon he's going to be just on the verge. I think he's
24.4.
Yeah.
I don't mind Sadiq Bey. I think he's being a little bit slept on. And by that, I mean, he's in the 120s. I could just put him in my queue and see what happens, to be fair. Like, he's got an X rank of 126. His current rank is 159. So if you're looking through these ranks, this guy like Brucey Brown is just, how old is Bruce Brown? Is there something that he's incredibly young? He just looks.
Nah, I think he's 27-ish or 28.
He's got to be older than that. Oh, geez. I just want to take him. Mate. I like him a lot. I know. I just want to take. Can I break it one time?
Mate, why don't you take your old mate there from Indiana?
No. Yeah, I will. I know. I want to see how far he can go. I'm going to take my boy Obi at 123rd because I'm a big boy. I'm big on Obi Toppin this season. For me, I think that's an incredibly good pickup. I think it's a smart play with the role that he has. Not a lot of people are high on him yet. I just need to see it shake out in the preseason, to be fair. But for me, there's a lot of talent around. Like, again, Sadiq Bey for me has dropped incredibly much from where I think he should be. Like he's dropping all the time, and he's probably going to be a top 150 player at the end of the day. So there you go. Clarkson off at 128, Barrett at 127, Josh Hart. I love that. This Namau, he's got I like what he's putting together there. Josh Hart at 126. Quickly, we've had a bit of a Knickerbocker fiesta right there. He's gone at 125. Brogdon's gone there at 124. Toppin, I took at 123. Kevin Porter Jr., 122. Mike Conley, 121. Westbrook at 120. I wish people would stop going so quickly. Aaron Gordon at 119. And they're flying off left, right, and center. We'll do a bit of a read through with the last ones at the end. Right there, we've got Sadiq Bey. There you go, at 133. Fair enough. Kyle Anderson. Brandon Miller. There we go. So we're coming down towards our last rounds, and they're starting to go. Kyle Anderson was 132. Brucey Brown finally went at 130. I think that's very late for Bruce. I think that's very, very late for Bruce Brown.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are still worried about who's going to get the starting role. Don't you dare take who I want, Sam. You bugger off.
Who was that you want?
Mate, how the hell at pick 136 am I getting Ben Simmons? I don't care. The upside there.
The red flags.
Unbelievable. I don't care.
There's a lot of red flags. There's a lot of red flags. There's a lot of red flags, Skiddy.
But Matty, I'm playing on a Giannis built around kind of team where I don't care about my free throws and I want rebounds, assists, steals, and blocks. Simmons can provide all that with high field goal percentage as well. If I'm getting him at 136, and this is a player that could be, when fully healthy, has been top 20 and 30 fantasy players in their life. So, I mean, I'm happy to take that swing at 130. Like, it gives a start. Who else would I be taking? You know what I mean? Bogdanovich from the Hawks. Rashawn Holmes might not start. Kyle Lowry has got a fat ass. Who else am I taking?
Oh, that's not a disqualifier. Like, can we just be honest? That's not a disqualifier.
Get him off your screen.
I took him already. I saw Thompson's gone.
Great pick.
Yeah, 142nd. Thank you very much. 142, yeah. I can take that. Colin Sexton, 141. Yeah. Gordon Hayward at 140. Bogdan Bogdanovic at 139. 138. Bogdan went at 138. Bojan went at 139. Isaiah Stewart right there. Some good picks. Boyan, there we go. 137. It just has B Bogdanovic back to back. You don't see that every day in your draft.
It's a pain in the ass.
Ben Simmons with 130. It's a big pain in the ass. Boyan or Bogdan? Which one are you going to go? I've got my last pick coming up. I can have the run of this. I've got guys like Tara Eason still on the board. That fits my small forward, power forward quota. I actually like the ramp for him. I'm a little bit curious about Herb Jones again this year. I like Herb Jones. I just think, again, I'm just worried what happens with these guys when Zion's back. I'm going to take a guy who I'm really high on with my last pick.
Okay. Who are we thinking?
I'm going to take a flyer.
Okay.
Because I missed out. I put him on my screen there for you. Jalen Johnson. I think he steps immediately into the John Collins role in Atlanta.
Do you think he gets it, or do you think Sadiq Bey gets it?
I think it's Jalen Johnson. He was ingratiated very muchly into the system with Quinn Snyder at the end of last year. He put up really good value late. So I'm really happy with taking a bit of I'm taking flyers here. There's guys like still Cole Anthony on the board if I needed a point guard. There's Armin Thompson on the board, Tara Eason, Herb Jones, but just again, with this whole Matt, you got to draft under 25, I'm kind of leaning young, and I've gone super young at times with a lot of rookies and a lot of second-year guys, with also some guys who've been around a little bit or who have some opportunity. So I'm going to take Jalen Johnson because just that's where I'm thinking that he could get to. And I don't think taking a last round flyer on him, if he sucks and doesn't get that role, he's out of my team and I'm picking him up.
Yeah, I think that's a fair one. Jalen Johnson's fantasy translations are very nice. So he can get you a few categories if he gets the minutes and he can kind of step up into that role. So, I mean, look, last round flyer, if he gets the starting power forward spot or he's getting 30 minutes in Atlanta, mate, you've easily got, he's going to beat his ADP. He'd be 110, 100 overall. So that's no worries there at all. I'm just
100%. You've got well, you do that. I'll say we're up to. So 150 was Tara Easton. Cody Martin there at 151. Jaden Ivey, 150. Norm Powell, 149. Rashawn Holmes at 148. I think he can be the starting center in Dallas. That's a solid pick. I'm not going to lie. I love my 147 pick with Jalen Johnson. Who did you take? Oh, you took a bit of a homer.
I had to get something in there, mate.
You're taking Karras.
Look, if Karras gets 30 minutes a night, he can still get you 5 rebounds, 5 assists. He was doing very well on the steals front as well from last season. So at the end of last season, and a couple of points, and his free throws aren't great, but I'll happily take that swing just in case he is the man in Cleveland that gets the 30 minutes. So I mean, it fits my team. I wouldn't normally draft LeVert, but I think he works okay on my team.
Yeah, he does, especially in this regard. Look, Cole Anthony's flown off the board there at 154 to round that out. Norman Powell was 149, as I said. Back down, I love my one. Yeah, here we go. 146 was Herb Jones. Danny Advia, I reckon he's got a bit of a roadmap this year at 145 in Washington. Jarris Walker at 155 and Dylan Brooks off the board finally at 156 there in Houston as a smorgasbord. So look, let's look at who's still around. So at the end of this draft, which was pretty fast, so we know a lot of active people were around. It was, which we love for a mock. Look, names that are still on the board, Skiddy. Let's go by rank and X rank. So this is the thing we've said we'd talk about as well. Rank is very different from X rank. You can see right there, KCP, for example, is one of those top 100 players who's just reasonable across the board. He doesn't do anything bad for you. His overall rank is 88, but because he's not hyped, he gets that X ranking of 214. So sometimes you can see in between. Kevin Looney, 94, not drafted. PJ Washington doesn't have a home. Corey Kispert, that's interesting. I'm thinking people will pick him up late just because there's opportunity for him now to put some points up.
There is, but I see him as being a shitter version of Cam Johnson. You know what I mean? Cam Johnson is
that's a great comp.
he's like maxed at like 80. Like I reckon his ceiling is about like this 70th to 60th fantasy rank player, and Corey Kispert's just a shit version of him. So I don't, unless he's going to be fed the ball every possession in Washington, which not a chance because Kyle Kuzma and Jordan Poole love shooting the ball. I just don't see it because he doesn't do anything else. So I'm not on the Kispert train. But the one that stands out to me here, Yahoo have an X rank for Mo Bamba at 153. His actual rank is 300. How the hell is he going to be fantasy relevant behind Joel Embiid? Not a chance. They are out of their goddamn mind.
And I think Paul Reed has more of a chance there. I think Paul Reed has more of a chance there in Philadelphia as well. So that's just for me. Yeah, me too. I'm just with everything going on with James Harden, I just think we're a few days away from them just like throwing absolute caution to the air, blowing it up, and there's nothing left on that team. Like that could be absolutely decimated within the month. But this is again the show of egos between Morey and James Harden is where it stands. Like both of these guys, and Morey has shown us before that he will not do jack diddly squat shit. This is like I'm having PTSD to the Ben Simmons situation with Harden. Yeah. Like, this is the same thing. Like, we can't say it's not. Like, Morey will hold out. Harden will hold out. And we all know what happened. He waited for the deal. He waited for his time. He got more back for Ben Simmons than he should have. He actually got James Harden. Now, people are not even, like, people are like, oh, Ben Simmons, he's working out again. Oh, how's Photoshop going with you, Ben? Is he going and done a uni course on it? Like, we don't know. We don't know a lot about Ben Simmons. But you've got guys around who are like Jalen Suggs, who people like Dort, like Kelly Olynyk, he won't have much of a role. Like it starts to drop off a little bit. But guys who are serviceable and streamable, Seth Curry, like DeAndre Hunter. What's going on with DeAndre Hunter this year? Like, you know, like we there's guys with question marks that people can get into teams. Jared Vanderbilt, hey, would you steals and some defense? Naz Reid, would you like a really great 60-year candidate, especially if Cat goes? Like this is a guy, Cat goes, you get Naz. The second if you hear Cat news, and if Naz Reid's on your waiver wire, you just draft. And you ride the high of Naz Reid all the way to the money in the bank at the end of your season because he will 100%. Absolutely return value off the waiver wire. Like he'll be a top 60, 70 guy if he gets that start in Minnesota.
Yeah, absolutely. There's these guys here at the moment that like a few of them where you just like they're a little bit unknown, but like there are a lot of players here where we can see, and if there is an injury, there are some fantasy relevant players that hang around, like Nerlens Noel. If Sabonis ever goes down in Sacramento, because that can be blocks and steals, so that he's a pretty good source of that. I know he's a little bit older now, but it is what it is, and like. Malik Beasley not getting drafted, I don't mind that because he's a 3-point streamer. It's just going to depend on the minutes. Yep. Maxi Kleber in Dallas, that's actually a surprise. Oh, no, Grant Williams. No, that's fair enough, actually.
Grant Williams, yeah. Okay. Grant Williams, I see, is actually a playable guy. So, but again, you want the top like 150 guys in your team, and you just got to see what that role is there. I've got your team on the board here, Skiddy.
Let's go through it.
De'Aaron Fox. Yeah, let's go through it. You got De'Aaron Fox, Gary Trent Jr. This is in no draftable order. We've got De'Aaron Fox, Gary Trent Jr., Ja Morant, Scotty Barnes. This was all based off Giannis Antetokounmpo or the free throw team. So I actually love what you've done there with De'Aaron Fox because I traded for De'Aaron and he had a really elite free throw percentage. And he drops that down. He started the year shooting his free throws really well, and he declined that in the second half of the year just a bit. But it's enough to make you a little bit like, oh, God, is he going to miss? Even Sacramento fans, when he's like in a tight game, like, oh, dear Lord. Oh, please make it. So this is a really great fit for a point guard beside Giannis. I love that. Jaren Jackson Jr., Chet Holmgren, Zion Williamson, Andrew Wiggins, Onyeka Okongwu, Patty Williams, Ben Simmons, and Karis LeVert. What do you like the most about that team? Or what would you change? Like, what were you tossing up a couple of times?
Yeah, so basically when we had the Giannis one there's a few players that you can kind of have a solid start to a team with Giannis with, because we know we're looking at points, we're looking at rebounds, we're looking at steals, blocks, field goal percentage, and he actually gets a fair amount of assists for his position, which is good. So I went with Jaren to get the blocks up high because Jaren was the leading leader in blocks. Didn't really hurt me in my field goal percentage as much as some of the other guys would. Fox actually is actually a very good field goal percentage player for being a point guard. It's just his free throws that bring him down a little bit. Good on assists as well and can get some steals. Then we went to Chet. That was an upside swing there on Chet. I saw him at 41. And I thought that's about right for the blocks that he can bring in. I think I've solidified myself pretty well in this draft, getting Giannis, Chet, and Jaren. That's 3 big block players. I'm pretty sure I've solidified myself there quite well. I don't think he's going to hurt me that much, but he's still going to keep the rebounds high. Then I started taking some flyers because I like Barnes at about 60. I think he can give me some assists, rebounds. He's Giannis light, so I'm happy with it there. A couple of flyers on Zion and Jar. I think they were falling a little bit too far. They can really help me with the field goal, keeping that high. So what I basically did, everything besides Patrick Williams was probably a dog shit pick. I didn't really have enough time to search further down. I probably would have taken Simmons there in all honesty. But yeah, how my team is built, it is with high field goal percentage. We've got very high field goal percentage. We're very high in rebounds. We're very serviceable in assists. We're high in steals and we're very high in blocks. So I've looked at it and gotten about 5 very good categories and then 2 swing categories with points. So I'm actually very happy with how I drafted there, obviously. Yeah, so I'm pretty happy with that. So, and then let's go to your under 25s team. I want to see how.
Damn, under 25. Yeah, let me see how this turned out. Look, this was kind of tough. I'm not Owen. I'm Matty G. Here we go. Look, this was tough, but I actually, now I look at it, the only one thing I think I would have done is tactically may have left Mark Williams out, done something different around that spot. I actually love this team. On my calculations, and this is what I want to say, when you look at your standings at the end of a draft and you get this back, this is all based on Yahoo and what you saw. Points-wise, I'm well down on points compared to some of the others. Rebounds, I'm middle of the pack. 3-pointers, I'm there. Free throw percentage, I'm close but not there. Field goal percentage, I'm not so bad. But these are just off Yahoo. I apparently end up winning blocks, Skiddy, which I was really surprised by. And this is what I'm saying on Yahoo. On my other projections, not so much. I'm well down on steals, though. So that was really interesting when I was playing around with it. I was like, where am I going steals-wise? That's enough for me to probably wish I would have boosted that a little bit more. But on my projections, I've actually got myself finishing up in top 3, and I'm really happy with that, with Owen winning out on us. And then I'm tied with Alex. So you finished 7th. Oh, 6th. You finished 6th.
No.
You finished 6th. But I'm really happy with that. Based around Tyrese, I managed to get in Jordan Poole, Trae Young. So I've really fed assist well. But then you can see I almost led away from assist. Again, this is on your standings. If you look at assist, like these guys have crammed them in because they've just lent really heavily. And if you go to Timothy's build, you got like Cunningham, Giddy, Siakam. But then he's got like Spencer Dinwiddie, Russell Westbrook, Mike Conley. So he's got some back-end value for the guard spot. So this is where we're trying to say, like, when you're making your teams, don't feel afraid to lean into a build, but then don't be like, counter it really quickly. So be conscious of everything. If you're punting something like you were, Skiddy, with field goal percentage, you can't be like, oh, well, I don't care about assist. You still want to feed them all, and you want to find a really well-balanced team, which is what I like about my team at the end of the day. I'm really high on assist. I actually could use some more. I could probably just use some more points at the end of the day, so I can make a few tactical trades there. But Halliburton, Poole, Trae Young, Miles Bridges was my 50-50 pick, just where he went. Wasn't quite happy with that. I actually didn't mind taking Wemby there. Trey Murphy could have got some more points in that spot, but I wanted to feed other cats. That's where you get like an RJ Barrett who just gets your points in, but I wanted to feed everything. Yeah, I know. But this is where the thing is, if you need points, RJ Barrett is around late in your draft, and you're not going to get 18, 19, 20 points a game that late in the draft often. So what do? You smash him because he could give you 82 games of points. And that's what you want.
But yes, I agree with you there. But remember, RJ kills you in percentages. So you got to.
And this is where in your kind of team, when you're punting that and you have a strong field goal percentage, you could add someone in there like that percentage-wise, and that would buoy you on your points that you're missing out to feel that sometimes. Correct. So there's a little bit of a correlation.
Yeah, sorry, let me just say very quickly, it's very important as well, and keep this in mind when you are punting a category. It is not about neglecting every category and just focusing on punting that category. It's about finding the gems from the other categories that you're targeting in like not worrying about that category, right? So I'm not looking at it and trying to find the worst field goal percentage, free throw percentage players that I can find. No. I am trying to find the best players in the other categories to bring them up while not not worrying about the free throw percentage.
Exactly. So this is where, you can make those tactical. It's just making it on the fly. So for me, if I saw someone like RJ there and I needed points, and I know he hurts me a bit in other areas, and he doesn't add much by way of defense or really anything else. But if you're desperate times, desperate measures. Take the best available player for what you need. And if you desperately need points, take him. So I'm really happy with how I ended up overall, coming off on second. And again, this is what I was really curious of. Whereabouts my field goal attempts were at. I'm at about, generally speaking, I've got a really good. I wanted to get high field goals up there, so I really wanted that. My blocks are high. My field goal percentage is about 480 overall. My free throw percentage was about 810. So I'm okay with that, but I like to hit about 820. I think 820 is a good buffer. So for me, my benchmarks, I have benchmarks. I like to hit 480 plus on field goal percentage. I like to hit 820 plus free throw percentage. Yeah. For me, if I'm building a team around those, if I can make it happen, I like that as I can win these two categories in a week around there. Field goal percentages, again, it's really hard, but anything from 480, 485, 485, 490 is you're looking really good. If you can average 490 for a year, that's a really solid field goal percentage. But overall, I'm really happy with how that turned out for me. Halliburton, Claxton, Wemby,
So Yahoo has your team at 48% field goal percentage, does it right now?
Yep.
That just shows how much stupid they are, because there's no way that a team of Jordan Poole and Trae Young is going to be getting 48% for field goal percentage. Come on.
And no way with Victor Wembanyama. But then again, guys, we're going to boil that up for me a little bit. Tyrese, Nick Claxton, Mark Williams is going to help me out there a lot. Miles Bridges is pretty decent. Trey Murphy is negotiable. Jalen Smith, but Jabari Smith Jr. can probably up his a little bit, and Obi could up it. I don't think it's going to be there at the end of the day, but it's not going to be bad. And again, I took a flyer early on Miles, who's still Miles is still 9 games out for my season, but I can wait a couple of weeks and get that if he's falling to me at value. So I'm happy with how that panned out. I'll download these results. We'll put this up on our Discord, so make sure that you absolutely jump onto our Discord and you get all of your information and stats. Skiddy, that was a lot of fun, brother.
Yeah, man, that was great. I mean, it came fast and furious, but that's how we like to do it sometimes. Sometimes you just got to strap yourself in and feel the cheese. So that's all good, mate.
Thank you very much. And thank you very much to our good friends, Standard Squeeze. Use the promo code INSIDE15 and get 15% off all of your purchases. Perfect Father's Day gifts and Astute Newstead. Make sure you reach out to our friend Ryan. Ryan there will take care of you. If you ever wonder what your dream home, if you can afford it. Now, you've been there. You've gone through that process with Hamo. Absolute legend, and saved your life on that one, mate.
Man, I cannot recommend Ryan enough. We went through him to get our house loan. He was always checking in. He was always thorough, trying to make sure that we got the best for it. And now my fiance and I have our beautiful dream home. And we couldn't thank Ryan enough for the work that he did for us. So stoked that we have him on with us on this journey, because he's an absolute legend that really cares about us. So it's fantastic.
So absolutely, if you're looking about a mortgage or refinancing or anything to do with your financial needs, get in touch with our man, Ryan Hammond. His number is 0431 766 784. That is 0431 766 784. Follow us, like us, do all the things at Insight F Sports. I am at NBA Wiz. That was my guy at Filthy IFS. And we are the Insight Podcast Network. Take care, Hoopers.
Yo!